Oh, welcome back to Lukewarm Automotive Services. Today I'm working on something completely different. Look at that bad whammer jammer. This 1983 Jeep CJ, sorry, it's a CJ8 Scrambler. Pretty cool rig. This thing's been all over the country doing all sorts of crazy stuff. It's in for a few minor things. I gotta dismount the tires and pull the wood out of the tire to fix the tire leaks. I gotta do a noise. This one has a noise. Oh goodness, that's hard to get into. My knees. Come back here, door. So this one, since I had it last, has had I think a Turbo 400 swap. I originally built this with an NV 4500. And if I remember right, an LS3 with a Mast Motorsports computer controller, all that stuff. And this thing's like 15 years into that engine build. And he hauls this thing all over the country, goes four-wheeling and takes it up north to the sand dunes. And basically just has a grand old time with this thing. But he started to have a noise and he said, I can run this thing down the road at 80 miles an hour and it makes a noise, but it's concerning. I'm like, yeah, it's not great. So let's get this thing inside. I don't think you're going to be able to hear it in the video. You might. It said it doesn't change in two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. It does it all the time, which makes me think it's a rear axle problem. Oh, I can hear it. I don't think they're going to be able to hear it though. This thing's crazy. I'm gonna pull the rear cover off. We're gonna see if Tim has broken his toy. Hang on a second, let me get this thing in the shop. This link makes no sense to me, but they put it on there because the drive shaft kept separating when it articulated. So they put this on there to limit the suspension, but it's a rod. It's going to move at an arc like that. And the leaf spring is actually going to move it at an arc. It's going to move away. If it flexes down, it's going to flex forward. So I guess that would make sense for going down. Hydro steer, RCV axles. I should probably pull those out, check them, and repack them with grease. I haven't seen this thing in, I think, 2 years. Get this thing all greased up. Turbo 400. No dust shield, really? This thing goes in the mud. Why wouldn't you put a dust shield on it? Maybe because it captures stuff? I don't know. Most of my tubular cross member that I built way back in the way back is still there. Some of it's been cut out. That's a fuel tank I designed for this thing. It holds like 35 gallons worth of fuel. Turned out pretty cool though. Well, we're down to single exhaust now, huh? Probably ran out of room. That drive shaft it needs a longer throw on the blind shaft. think that's an Atlas. Advanced adapters, Atlas transfer case, very nice. So this is probably where I'm going to find my problem, but I left it in park. Playing in the mud like he's supposed to. That is one serious diff cover. We're gonna have to take that off. And I'll show you why here in just a second. Sure the noise I'm hearing is the pinion hitting the carrier, but maybe not. We'll see. Differential's probably full of water anyway, so. Need a pick. Oh goodness. Now let's knock this thing loose. This is going to be loud. It's going to splash all over me. Cleanest fluid I've ever seen come out of this thing. Well, that's a good sign. Well, it doesn't have anything that I thought it was going to have. That's a good thing. Problem is I still got to figure out where the noise is coming from. Don't have contact there. CVs, it's not front axle. Pull our caps. You have to pull, I think it's both rear wheels. So you dismount and clean the beads. You can see it's lost quite a bit of pressure already. So let me pull my axle shafts out and we'll inspect our outer wheel hubs for the rear floater, and we'll figure out what we need from there. Still got a noise I haven't figured out where that's coming from, but I may pull the pinion carrier housing out of the rear axle and dissect it a little bit. Never know what you're going to get into in this shop. think we're going to pull the carrier apart. Pull that strap off too. Let's check our backlash before we take this apart. $15 thou backlash, that's not horrible, especially for how big this ring gear is. So I'm going to I paint marked my adjuster, and I'm going to remove this cap, turn that cap back, and see if I can get the carrier out without moving this side. Why not? Let's give it a shot. I can always just paint mark this one and turn it back if I have to, which is probably what will end up happening. Maybe not. Okay, I'm just going to take it out. That one's heavy. Throw those bolts on the ground. That's where they belong. Bearings aren't horrible. Looks like my pinion bearings are okay. Looks like I need to take apart a Detroit locker and see what's broke inside it. Oh, no noise there. I did notice the other day when I was looking at this that he's going to need a new front yoke. Let's see. This one's strap's actually loose. Get a new bolt and strap kit for it. I don't think that's going to lock it down because it's been run loose, so it's got side-to-side movement in the yoke, so it's going to need a yoke as well. That's the type of thing that breaks on the trail and ruins your day. Doing. It's like a jack in the box. Not entirely sure how I'm going to get that back together yet. I know there's a tool to do this that I don't have. It's pretty hard to hurt one of these lockers, but it's definitely making some weird noises. I don't see any abnormal wear on this, but if this ring got kicked above this cog, it's possible it was overrunning or causing a weird thing to happen, but everything came apart like it was together correctly. So I think we're just going to put it back together and see what happens. Sometimes that's all you can do. Alright, let's slap this guy back up in there. Alignment in place. Torquey. Torqued everything down, paint marked everything. Double check my backlash. 13 thou, so that'll work. I'm gonna go ahead and put my axle shafts back in and spin it, see if I still have the same noise or not. Actually, I need to just put it back together and drive it, but I didn't find anything wrong, unless one of those rings was dislodged from abuse, which is very possible. It definitely sounded like the noise I was hearing driving it. I didn't find any chunks of anything stuck in there or any broken cogs, so we'll stick it back together and run it. If it continues to do it, then we'll probably just buy new cog center section for the Detroit locker, because they do wear, especially when they're used abusively like this one is. Alright, well, I got her all buttoned back up. Lugs are torqued, fluid's full. Battery's probably going to be dead. So let's get the jump back. Alright, let's try that again. That's better. Now I got a little exhaust leak over here. Charging good though. Got a couple electrical loads on it. Spoke with some people, and the Atlas 2 transfer case that's inside this thing is darn near indestructible. It's an extremely well built, overbuilt piece, and we think, even though the owner thought his rear drive shaft was okay, this has a double cardan rear joint in it. We're going to pull the rear drive shaft, drive it in two-wheel drive with the front wheels, because that's a selectable item you can do with this thing, and we're going to see if the noise goes away. And if the noise goes away with the rear drive shaft removed, then the noise is the drive shaft. If the noise doesn't go away, then it's got to be the transfer case, which is highly unlikely. So more than likely that double cardan's making noise under load, and that actually makes more sense than it being the transfer case, because the transfer case is all gears and bearings, and that's really all it is. And the popping noise that's coming out of it is definitely a unique one. So let me get this thing up on the rack, we'll pull the drive shaft, and then we'll go for a drive, see if it makes noise. Alright, so now we have a Wi-Fi rear drive shaft. The bolts don't come out without pulling the flange, so I just put nuts on them to hold them in place while we test drive this. Atlas made in USA. Paso Robles, California. This guy is the suspect. Doesn't feel loose or snappy, but let's drive it and see if our noise went away. Let's go for a drive. Oh, double cardan joint it was. Tricked me. That's what happens when your customer says, I checked the rear drive shaft for the double cardan joint, and I didn't feel anything wrong. And that's why you always double check. Yep, noise is gone. It's the rear drive shaft. Well, that's good. That just means, once again, those advanced adapters, Atlas 2 transfer cases are, to my knowledge, indestructible, unless you're doing completely stupid stuff. I don't think Tim's doing anything so crazy that he's going to break one of those. I kept thinking about it. I'm like, man, I'm not going to pull that thing apart. I might have pulled the cover. There's an inspection cover on the bottom. But he called today and he's like, hey, the guy that built that truck has a hard time believing that Atlas 2 is broken. I'm like, yeah, I do too. And he's like, he said to pull the rear drive shaft and double check it. And I'm like, yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but you told me that the rear drive shaft was okay. But let's do that just to make sure before we waste any time on this Atlas 2. So glad we did. Problem solved. He has Tim has a backup drive shaft for this thing, so he will bring that over. We'll stick it in here and he will be ready to rock and roll without the god-awful popping noise coming out of this thing. It's interesting too, because you roll that thing around, you don't feel anything wrong with it, but the load of the vehicle that this thing puts on it is way more than what you can with your hands. So it is what it is, but at least we found a solution. That is a good thing. Customer's vehicle is on the mend, and now he can go play. He's actually taking this thing out west again next month, and I think he's having some more work done to it. I don't know. He enjoys the heck out of this thing. He drives this thing all over the place. I'm proud of him for doing that. A lot of these things get built and then they never get used. This thing gets abused. So at any rate, thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Have a great day, and we will see you guys on the next one. Such a beast. It does have an exhaust manifold leak. We'll have to ask him if he wants me to fix that before it leaves.